Hi everybody, welcome to Art Exploration with Mark Muir. This video is just going to be a quick flip through some of my journals. Hopefully we can do this without the cat getting in the way, but she's been nosy, so we'll see. I'm going to start off with my first little journal. It's not completed, but... So this was my primary sketch when I was doing Rapunzel. And this was from an art game. Maricha, the Junk and Data girl, had posted a photo of clouds in the sky she'd seen, and she's like, "What do you see?" So this is what I seen. This was I don't know if you can, how well you can see it, but this was from, let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit for you guys. There we go. This was off a palette from Cinnamon Cooney, and it was the basic shapes and stuff. I think I have the photos still someplace. I'll post those on my Facebook. But this was what I kind of seen, so this is what I made. It's kind of like an old trick-or-treater Victorian where they wore the weird stuff like that, and that's just what I seen. This crazy little elephant staring at a thing. This is just a watercolor I did of some roses. Another of my attempts at trying to decide how I wanted my big-eyed girl Rapunzel to look. This was another one of her, and I was trying to do, like, what if she let her hair down? She, you know, her attitude was like, yeah, oh, let my hair down, and like everything's stuck in it, including a bird. This was another one of the Rapunzel. Yeah, I love that. And I also had never really done a lot of Big Eye Girls, so these were experiments with the Big Eye and with that. This is one I did with the art game. It was turkey, cave, cupcake, fireplace, or stove or something like that, lamp, I think that was in sun, I think was one of them. So that was what, like, maybe it was bubble or glass or something. But it was a fun one. We did this, of course, Thanksgiving, and the theme was underwater. So sometimes the art games will have a theme to them. Let me see. Anything else in here? Empty. That's a crazy little guy. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with him. I think that was inspired around the time that the nutcrackers were being done. Another little girl that I'm not sure where she's going. I was just playing. This is like my little Cindy Lou Who updated big-eyed girl looking thing. That's who she reminds me of, is little Cindy Lou Who, like if she was older. The rest of this one is just like, these are future pages. If I have extra paint, I sometimes will, you know, if you do the journaling by fives or whatever, you'll throw, I don't do this stuff, I just throw extra paint on pages when I need it. Don't want to waste any. Now let me see, is this my, no. This is the first journal that I started with. And the very first thing I did in it was playing with my very first time I'd ever gotten, you can see it, I used the pearlescent watercolors. Love them. But this is my pre-workup for the peacock from Cinnamon Cooney. And I love just having fun sometimes. This is watercolor and Prisma color pencils. This is a little cute little kitty cat. Said not a thing. He was actually, I had a video of him going from just color, watercolor to adding the color pencil, which added more detail and stuff, but I lost it. This one was the colors and stuff that I used on this one, other than the black, which was a marker pen thing I'm using. These were all color pencils that came in a color pencil kit from Crayola that are they don't have a wood thing, they twist up. Now some of you may have seen this before. This is my version of the zombie mermaid that was inspired by Cinnamon Cooney's mermaid, but I decided to make her zombie. And she came out quite awesome, I think. I was very impressed with her. I love her. This was my version of the Cinnamon Cooney's Girl in the Rain, but this is Zombie Girl in the Rain. You can kind of see, I tried to make little hints of possible other zombies that she's walking into. And like, you know, she's missing her arm and some holes in her legs, and I was having my fun. And of course I had to do a zombie owl. You can't do a Cinnamon Cooney without doing a zombie owl. This is another big eyed girl I was playing with. Mixing some regular, I think I had just gotten some other kind of watercolors, so it was, or maybe this is watercolor pencils I had gotten that I was trying out. Some watercolor flowers I've been playing with. I actually took this photo and was working with it. This was inspired, I think Cinnamon did a rose a while back. It's hard to keep up with everything she's doing anymore because I just, between myself and herself, lots going on. But it was watercolors with a little bit of, I think this is permanent marker Sharpie or something. Still working on him. Not sure where he's going yet. This is my little kitty cat. I've been playing with her. I have to finish her. She's based on my cat, who's a tortoiseshell shadow. And I was using my call it a grip pencil. It's just all piece of graphite that goes inside this pencil thing. I love it. Works out so wonderful. My owl, he was one of my, I think he was my first video as far as art video goes on YouTube, which I think he's sectioned because I had issues with the uploading and it was not fun. Here's my other big-eyed girl. And there's my other little girl. Hello, baby girl. Come on. Over here, off of you got to get off of the stuff now. Come on. She thinks she has to have love at all times. Huh, baby? My beautiful little girl. So we'll go to the next one. That was the idea for my tutus. This is my... She thinks that one hand, if one hand's free, it should be touching her at all times. Come on. Let's move your little booty over here, young lady. Come here. Oh. Come on. So this is my girl. I mean, there's something about the way the style of her that I love. But I was just playing, she's a little out of proportion, a little wonky-eyed and stuff, but there's just something about her I do like. So that's a plus. Next. Just a little doodle girl. She kind of reminds me of something back in the, what era, the 60s or something like that, or 50s. There's something about her I liked. She was just different. The big old weird lips. I think it actually reminds me of something my grandma used to draw. Well, she used to doodle girls all the time, and that was kind of their style. Cat hair. This is my one kitty, Maddie. And he was a ton of fun to do. I know his eyes, this size little cattywampus, but if you met Maddie, you would understand. I did this around Halloween. Witchy woman. Love her though. She came out. Some of these, this is like, I dressed her 3 times. She was done in watercolor, then I left her, then I did her in Prismacolor, and then I added a little bit of, actually it's a paint and brush pen or something like that I use. Hello. This one is one of my favorites as well. It was just this background I had to use extra things on, and I was sitting here actually one night talking with Cinnamon Cooney, and was just doodling around with some watercolor and acrylic. And this little guy just came out, and everyone was like, "Are you going to finish?" I'm like, "Well, this is to me. This is what I seen. This is who wanted to come out. No detail to them and stuff. It's just them. Sometimes that's just how our paintings go." This is a doodle. I love doodling once in a while. There's a lot of insanity. I think I was doing this while I was chit-chatting on Skype with Secret Soto and Maricha, Drunken Data Girl. I love this girl. She was watercolor, pearlescence, and Prismacolor. And I think maybe a little acrylic, but I'm not sure. You can see the pearlescence in her hair. Now, this is one thing I do that I forget when I'm using graphite. A lot of times, I try to get I think there's a spray that's called, but if you don't have the spray, and you're not, if it's just for a journal or something, I sometimes will spray it with. You'll notice with the cat, it doesn't have that. He doesn't have as bad of a transfer over as, say, she does, because with him I sprayed him with hairspray, a couple layers of hairspray, which helps to lock that in. But I do think there's a specific spray. That's like see how she's really kind of smudgy and stuff. I should have sprayed her, but I didn't. Things happen. So pages of sudden. This was the actual very first doodle I did, or SketchUp I did for my Rapunzel girl, and I actually loved it. I still love it. My owl I did. These are just regular. This is Crayola color pencils I used on this. So I've had them forever, and I love them. I think for a generic brand, Crayola, not the Crayola roll downs. I think those are a little harder, but the Crayola actual color pencils, I think they work pretty well for a color pencil, especially if you're using them something like this in your journal. But this was a gessoed page I had used extra to get rid of. This was a watercolor I did inspired from one of Lindsay the Frugal Crafter's tutorials for watercoloring, and it came out pretty good. I like it. Another doodle. I like her. I don't know what it is about her. I haven't figured out, and I'm just playing with trying to do lips, sketching up ideas for different things. And that's the thing, is sometimes what I'll do is, maybe this one, I was just sketching up an idea for a painting or a possible idea, and I can either erase it later on, or I can just go over it with some paint or whatever, and then like this will probably get painted over, and something new will come of it. My journal's not done till my journal is done. This is the crazy girl that I haven't figured out. She kind of reminds me of a character off of Johnny Test or something like that. I don't know why. But like, she's just wonky, but I like her. I did a video for her, one big eyed girl, my spring. She was sort of a spring hashtag event for CAC. This is just a page. I had got a set of jellies, and I wanted to see what they did. So, because I never had gel pens before. More playing with the gel pens. Big Eye Girl that I haven't decided if I'm going to go back to her yet or not. I'm just not inspired with her right now. This was an art game. It was just spell book with purple flames, and it had a whole bunch of stuff that goes with it. That was one of the very first things I did when I started art game. So practicing with skull. Started doing these back when Cinnamon Cooney found my Skull and Roses photo I had taken on Paint My Photo, and had done a painting off of it. Now this is acrylic and some color pencil, and I'm still not done with this. I will be going back over this a few different times with color pencils and other things like that, and highlighting and bringing things out the way I want it to look. I think of this as a lot of times my pages in my journals are base. I'm going to keep building on them. Just because my journal might look like it's done doesn't mean it's finished. And a lot of people who do journal stuff, I think, go the same way. Sometimes they'll go over a page if they didn't like it, or they'll keep adding to a page till it's what they want. And I think everybody needs to understand that too. It's just like everything else. This is a journal. If you don't, you can keep adding to it and everything. It's a never-ending book in a sense, because you can do a lot of things with it before you're officially done with it. Like this page, back of that, there's something. Eventually, it will probably have front and back both pages, as long as I gesso at least one page so it doesn't bleed through to the other side. This is another watercolor with just a hint here and there of white color pencil, but mostly it was just I was practicing runs and stuff, and I do absolutely love that. Wonky little girl. Haven't decided what I feel about her yet. Eyes. This girl's still fighting me. I'm not done with her yet. She still has a long way to go. But from where she started, she is 100% better. 100% better. I think I've actually fixed the eyes somewhat because the one eye was really bad. I have this small pieces, some highlights here and there that need to be added. A little bit of color here and there. And just see where it goes. But in all, I love her. I do. I absolutely love her. There's just something about her that is just gorgeous. Another eye. Crazy. That was a. Where is it? See, I don't care that this stuff gets on here because on my pages, it's life. It gets messy sometimes. This is a wonky owl that I haven't decided what I'm going to do with him yet. This was just a doodle around. Dream, love, do things. This was actually, which side did I do it on? I think I did it on this side or this side? This side. It was, fluorescent Sharpies, and I was trying this, alcohol stuff, and it didn't work right. Oh well, you know, some of you guys might recognize this little guy. The It's All Good cupcake. Don't eat paint. I loved him. He was so awesome. This young lady just decided one day that she was going to show up. And there's something about her that I love. She's very old and just, I don't know, something about her I like. She's a little wonky, but that's what I like about her. Just an eye. Art game. It was tree, creek, wall, umbrella, crow, and something else, I think, maybe. Maybe it was it. crazy girl. So, just another, sometimes I'll start something and I'll go back to it later on, or I'll just do a new one. That was another one, birds. This was, I was trying, after I did that one, I was trying this one using words to make the thing. Yeah, wasn't working. This one I love. There's just, I don't normally do I was on Skype with Secret and Maricha and just started doodling this girl, and I was using my, it's a something brush, pocket brush pen or pocket brush, but it's like a pen you put, has like a paint capsule thing you put in it, which I used pretty much out. Now I gotta put a new one in it. Love the thing though, but this was just, I don't know, it was very inspired by that while I was talking with the girls. I love it. Just some doodle flowers that eventually something will happen with them. Another doodle girl. This was with my gel pens. It's kind of like this scully something going on here with encased in a rose in a sense, and just, I don't know, I was just having fun with it. White gel pens can be awesome, and white gel pens can also be a pain in the butt. I need to get a really good white pen for my highlighting things, but I enjoyed this one. This was fun. That was, okay, so that's the end of that one. Here's another, my other journal. This one's probably a little bit more scarce amongst everything. Oh, what's going on here? Some flowers I started doodling. She's upside down. I had done some, you know, background painting things. It was like, oh, I'll do that thing. Then I just put her over there, and I liked the fact that stuff was shining through behind. It was just something I liked to do with it. So. And I used a little bit of everything in this one. Now let's flip her right back around. That's a essential sketch for a mermaid. I think this is the first girl I actually tried to do more with Prismacolors, which I still want to learn more with hairs and getting, you know, Prismacolor can do a lot of stuff if you know how to work it right. And I've been watching some things and trying to learn. Beginning of a cool little kitty cat, I think, is what he's going to be. Hopefully you guys can see all this stuff, because I'm trying this without having my autofocus on, because otherwise autofocus makes everything wonky. Just a crazy little girl I did. Oh, I love both of these. These were leftover paints on top of things. This was inspired by one of Cinnamon Cooney's paintings. And she just popped out of the page one day. And I just love her. I think she's gorgeous. She's probably one of my favorite girls in here. Again, another version. This girl's still a little bit underway. She has changed about 20 times. I'm surprised her page isn't 7 feet thick. But she's getting there. I think she's almost done now. Clothing really gets me for some reason. I don't know why. Clothing and hair. Ugh. My horsey. He's coming along. He's got a few more things to take care of, and sometimes you look and you're like, okay, what's, because this has been bugging me, and I think it's because it shouldn't be there. But you'll have that. This is acrylics, and then Prismacolors over top. Another art game. This was fireplace, basket, flamingo, picture frame, nest, pillow, and hat and a who. This is just a snowball girl. Cray cray girl. I'm not sure how I feel about her. She might live and she might get covered up. This was an idea I was thinking about for Halloween, not Halloween, for Valentine's Day. I was going to do Zombie Lovers silhouette. Just didn't have the time. But I think it's still cool because I did a little heart there. And it's still a heart there. Another game, which was octopus, chest, pirate, parrot, seagull, moon, key, lock, heart, and candlestick or candle. Another crazy big-eyed girl thing. Sometimes I just do things and I'm like, eh. Inspiration from Cinnamon Cooney. This was done with my Prismacolors. Love it. This, you really can't see very well. There we go. There's a lot more to come to this one. It's just starting layers on it and stuff. It was just a background and I was like, that kind of looks like snow-covered pine leaves, and so we'll see where this is going eventually. Another page just to, this one has glitter on it, glitter paint. Haven't decided what I'm doing with that yet. This is another art game. It was something a crocodile's head, a pig's body, and something else. This is just to play around with, just to get rid of some paints. Extra paint page. This is inspiration for a painting for a relative that requested a painting. Seems like that's not focused, but I don't know. But it was supposed to be an angel looking down on a Christmas tree kind of thing. This was, oh, I can't think of her name right now. She's a YouTuber. I'll try to make sure I link her video for this and another video down below. Because I was trying to learn how to do hairs and just try new styles and play around. Which that's what I love to do, is if you don't check out other people and learn other ways, you're not going to expand. So I did really good with her. I love, this is one of my favorite ones I've done. And then she also had an eye one, which I think came out phenomenal as well. Which I'll try to remember to link her channel so that you guys can go check those out. This is just a doodle. I think I'm going to eventually keep adding to it. This is a winged cat thing. I'm not sure where he's going yet. Now we're getting to the page of my journal that made me mad because everything got wet. But this was a tutorial from Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter. It just was not working out for me, but then it got some wet on it. I'll fix it eventually. Love this girl. Kind of was upset that she got wetted. But she's kind of like this vintage old something. I don't know. Then my clown girl, I had just finished her before she got wet, but I'd done this background with the polka dot stuff. It reminded me of the elephant off of Rudolph, the Island of Lost Toys or whatever. It reminded me of the elephant with the different color spots and the colors, but so I was like, I'm going to do a clown girl. So you can see this is where the initial water damage started from. I was so upset because I just done her this night before, and then that happened. I've worked on her off and on. I think she's done finally, my cool little weird fairy girl. This was inspiration from what I showed you before, with the girl that with pink hair, trying my own hand at it. Not too bad, not too bad. Oh, another art game. This was around Christmas, if we can't tell. But it was stockings, mushrooms, fish, I think it was frame, telephone, wine glass, grapes, pens, cat, hat. This was my initial sketch around, play around idea for my Red Queen. Little doodle I did one night with my little crazy little fishy. A little crazy little fish. There's something about him that I like, though. A fairy dragon I'm working on. Dress I'm working on. This is the little girl that I did. And I like the way there was something about her the night I worked on her that I was very inspired by. My first attempt with the grapes. With the grapes. Pears. I think they came out good. That was with my Prismacolors. Another art game. It was hot dog. Hot dog ice cream. Suckers. Trailer. I think that was it. I'm not sure though. But I think I came up kind of cool. Sketch up for the spirit horse. Another sketcher was another Rapunzel play around. Quick art game, really quick art game. We were just not feeling it. It was box and spoon, hook, cemetery, cane. I think that was it that day. It was just not inspiring at all. This was supposed to be the cactus with a gorilla head. Yeah. Girl that I'm working on. And this is a jackalope. It was going to be a jackalope dragon, but he hasn't appeared yet. Real quick, where is it? My visual journal. This was a Frugal Crafter watercolor tutorial I did. Another Frugal Crafter. This one was another girl, I can't remember her name was. I just am not caring for it, but I think I'm going to attack this with some Prismacolors, and I'll give you guys an update later on what it comes out like. And that's that for that one. And I have one more. I think it's this one right here. I'm hoping it's this one. Yep, it's this one. The elephant from Cinnamon Cooney. I added little flowers to mine and stuff. I loved it. Of course, you all have probably seen my video I did for this, which I still am just in love with how it came out. A girl that I'm not sure. She probably might get gessoed over. Haven't decided yet. We'll see. Because she bled through. I was so mad. Of course, Cinnamon Cooney. My ballet girl. I love it. This was Angela Anderson? Yeah, this was Angela Anderson. And I absolutely had a blast with this one. I don't know. I enjoyed it. And I think that's all I have in this one. Yep. so that's it for my art journals, peeps. Oh well, I did just start that one, this one, which, of course, is my Cheshire kitty cat. I'm going to be starting my face, and then there's my Bohemian elephant, which I enjoyed making him. He was so much fun. And then just some leftover paint pages that'll be addressed eventually. And this is just, this journal I'm using right for here is just the Kansas mixed media one that I got from Walmart. It's the big journal. And I also have a one that I haven't played with yet. That these ones, I tell you, these visual journals right here, 140-pound watercolor ones. I also have a 90-pound. I think the other one's 90, which isn't bad either. But oh my goodness, the thickness on these. If you don't do watercolors very often, the thickness is very good. There's no buckling at all. I absolutely love this. That's why this one has been pretty much reserved for when I do watercolor stuff and stuff that I really want. And there's nothing wrong with when you do watercolor to add some color pencils to bring out stuff. Absolutely fine. Or even try some watercolor pencils. But yeah, so I have some more playing with that and have a bigger version as well. So, well, I hope you guys liked my little tour, and I will talk to you later.